What's up guys, it's Rowan here from Smart TV and welcome to the new year. Now whenever I sit down and ask students, what are your goals for the year? They often look at me with a blank face like, to do better at school? I don't know. And to be honest, goal setting is one of those things, right? You hear about it all the time. People say, oh, what are your goals? What are your goals? Have you got a goal? Have you got a goal? But it's also one of those things that we hear about all the time and never really do. Like we never really take the time to sit down and to articulate what our goals are. Here's the thing though, goals have a measurable impact. All sorts of studies show that if you write a goal down, pen and paper, you're 33% more likely to do it and achieve it. So it's powerful. And from all of the research that I've done over a decade interviewing thousands of top performing students across Australia, what I've found is that top performing students are more likely than any other student to have a goal, right? To have a goal that they've written down and articulated. And goals are powerful, right? They propel you. They give you a clear vision. They give you feedback on your progress. They keep you accountable, right? They give you something to work towards. So one of the most critical things you can do is at any point in the year, certainly, if you don't have a goal, but certainly as you go into the new year, is to identify, okay, what are my goals going to be? And this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a really simple framework, 4 quick steps that you can use to set a powerful goal to create an incredible year for you. So let's jump in and create some goals. So step number 1, whatever you do, don't just set academic goals. And it's easy when you get in year 12 to just focus on the academics in school, but if you only set a goal for your academics, you run the risk of very quickly burning out, physically getting tired, mentally tired and unhealthy. So when you set your goals here, we need to go beyond academic, and there's 4 categories, 4 really simple categories that I recommend. The first, of course, is academics. The second is health and well-being. The third is family and friends, and the 4th is career. And it's to set goals for each of these 4 categories. Now, if you do this, you'll be much more all-rounded throughout year 12, and it's also a wonderful framework that you can use for goal setting for the rest of your life as well. So step number 2, you need to be specific. So often when I chat to students and they share their goals with me, they're really, really vague. Like, as an example, a goal might be, I want to do better at school. I want to lose weight. I want to get fit. What on earth does that mean? What does it mean to do better at school? What does it mean to get fit? What does it mean to lose weight? So generally speaking, the more vague the goal is, the less you know where you're actually at in your progress towards achieving it. And that's really, really important because one of the key things that actually motivates people to work hard and to achieve a goal is progress, right? We love when we make progress. We love when we've achieved something and we've moved closer towards our destination. And so specificity is really key in your goal so that you can actually see with clarity what you're working towards and what you need to go to. So really simply, what you need to be doing is if it's an academic goal, it's actually identifying not do better at school, but like specifically what's the ATAR, what's the goal mark that you might want. If it's about getting healthy, it's like how many times are you going to exercise each week? It's being specific, and the test here to know when you've nailed the specificity step in your goal setting is that you can actually identify, can I measure my progress? Is there a way for me to clearly identify and measure my progress? If there is, then you've nailed it, because then you've got a feedback loop which is going to be motivating, and it's going to help you kick into gear and actually make these goals a reality. So step number 3 is to challenge yourself. And to be really honest, most students, most people, when they set goals, they're not really goals. What they instead do is they look at, well, what am I doing now? And if I continue to do this, where will I end up? And then they set that as a goal. But let's be honest, that's not really a goal, that's simply a destination. It's the destination that you are already on the way to reach. And that's not the point of the goal. A point of a goal is actually about stretching and challenging yourself so that you can lift your performance, so that you can change your performance from the trajectory that you're already on to a trajectory that you want to be on. So really, really important, your goal needs to be a challenge. And most of the time, when I look at goals, I see that people haven't challenged themselves. because you don't know what you're actually capable of achieving, and a goal is one of the ways that you can identify and do this. In fact, research shows that the more challenging your goal is, the more likely it's going to be to elicit high levels of achievement and performance from you. So the lower the goal that you have, the less powerful it's going to be. So really, really critically, set a goal, make it challenging, and the test that you need to have here is I want you to, once you've set the goal, add 10%. That's right, just add 10% to it. Nice and simple. So guys, 3 steps, really, really simple to set more effective goals. You know the drill. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We're doing videos every single week. So I will see you next week.